Hi everyone, I'm back to share with you my diet update and how my day went. Let's do it. Weighed myself this morning. I'm 162. Jumped out 0.6 pounds, not exactly sure why. I honestly couldn't tell you. Water weight, I suppose. Well, what was eaten today? In the morning, I had 3 slices of bacon, 2 eggs on 2 keto toasts with butter, salt and pepper. After that, I had a delicious salad with chicken, onions, arugula, baby spinach, a special vinaigrette that was crafted by my mom. In fact, the whole salad was crafted by my mom, which included olive oil, mayonnaise, some apple cider vinegar, and some salt and pepper. It also had strawberries and blueberries in it. Mix that around with the cooked chicken. It was pretty tasty. I really liked it. Alright. What was had after that? Well, I had an ounce of peanuts with a carbonated strawberry beverage. 0 sugar, of course. I had a cup of tea with allulose, half and half, and black tea in it. I had a Spam sandwich. I know, Spam. Probably not the best thing for you, but I was digging around our kitchen and that was the only thing I found that was easy to make and just throw together. So I had that. It had 2 keto breads, mustard, mayonnaise, chili powder, and cheese, cheddar cheese, along with the Spam. I have to say, overall taste, it was decent. It kind of reminded me of a bologna sandwich. I mean, bologna is basically just Spam flattened, right? At least I think so. I also had 1 ounce of something called a keto snack, which consisted of different nuts and coconut shavings with dark chocolate on top and a 0 sugar sweetener in the form of erythritol to sweeten it. Overall, it was pretty satisfying and good. I liked it. I also had my last bag of sour keto candies with 9 grams of total carbohydrates in them, called the Sour Blobs. I believed it was quite good overall. I give it a decent thumbs up. Well, that's pretty much what I ate today. I also had my vitamins already and I brushed my teeth. Any exercise? Well, I've been sticking to the do an exercise before watching a video thing, but because my muscles were still recovering from the Ring Fit Adventure exercises from yesterday, I didn't have the strength in me to do any push-ups today, so instead I did 10 jumping jacks anytime I want to watch a video on YouTube. It's less of a barrier of entry, but it's still a barrier, and that's what's important. Plus, once my muscles fully recover, then I will definitely be going back on the push-up train whenever I feel a want to watch a YouTube video. And yeah, any other exercises? Just a whole lot of walking at work today. that's pretty much it. All right, let's get into the daily update. I actually wrote most of the beginning of how the day went down, so I wouldn't have to remember it right off the bat. So let's just go over that real quick. So I woke up at around 9:25 a.m. by my mom asking if I wanted to have breakfast with her. I said yes. I stayed in bed for an additional 20 minutes before getting up to use the restroom and check my weight. I found I was 162. Then I went into the living room and sat on the couch before being told by my mom that apparently our family friend got a serious injury from trying to get into bed at her care facility. She then called our family friend to see what's going on. After the call, she served me and her 2 eggs, 3 bacons, and 2 keto toasts. Well, the 2 keto toasts and 3 bacons were for me, and she only had 2 bacons and 1 keto toast for her. We then did research for about an hour using ChatGPT's think mode to find out what potential actions our family friend could take for this negligence on part of the care home for not giving the proper help and precautions for getting in and out of bed with a serious injury. She recently got worked on, and they didn't really do a good job explaining what she should do. Our research session ended with a PDF of what crucial information to fill out and research to build a strong case. After that, I was doing research on the earbuds that I purchased yesterday and whether it was a good idea to buy them. I found that if the company you buy them from labels them used like new, that they might be barely used, but check for customer reviews to make sure you are getting a good product. So I did that, and what I found was that most customers reported unsatisfactory results with their purchase. So I immediately canceled the order and shopped around until I found white Sony WF-1000XM5 earbuds for half the price with $22.99 protection plan by a Serial, and the buds were in a refurbished, excellent condition by an online store called Lodestar Mobile. Before purchasing, I was asking ChatGPT to do field research to find if the earbuds are safe to buy based on purchasing refurbished history from other buyers, and if the protection plan was necessary. The program stated that even though these earbuds are reported to have excellent sound quality, there have been reports concerning the life of the lithium batteries contained in the earbuds, and to be on the safe side, purchase the protection plan could help in the long run. So I decided to go with the protection plan for the battery concerns, because I've had difficulties in the past with my former WH-1000XM4 battery life. Once I filled the order, which should arrive in the next 4 days, I decided to watch a video about the new Sora 2 AI video generator that was recently released by OpenAI. But before I did that, I wanted to see if I could try it for myself. What I found out was that apparently you need an invite code if you want to try it out for yourself. Since I could not find a working invite code anywhere on the internet, I watched a video of a guy making Sora 2 do the most ridiculous generations. I stopped the video early because I wanted to tell my sister about it. Then she told me Hollywood has its first certified AI actress, which my mom walked in on and thought was crazy. Then I showed my sister the Sora 2 video I was watching on the TV. We both agreed it was very soulless. But there was a hot dog gobbler and a McDonald's Ronald McDonald security cam footage we found pretty humorous and funny. It was pretty interesting discussing what the future of entertainment may be. Perhaps people will start making their own Hollywood quality films with how good this technology is getting. Then I folded my clothes while watching Alex Battaglia from Digital Foundry talk about DLSS on Nintendo Switch and what potential versions it's using. Then I wrote in this journal for about 30 minutes before heading off for work. I did do 10 jumping jacks before watching each video because my legs and arms are recovering from yesterday's workout. I also had 2 cups of coffee. That will do for now. See you next time. So that was what happened really early on. I guess I'll continue from there. After I was done writing, my mom had prepared a delicious salad that I ate with her and my sister. Once I was done eating it, I said goodbye to them, and then I went into my car. I had gotten dressed. I need to get dressed after eating the food. Then I left, got in my car, went over to work. And work was only 4 hours today, from 3 to 7. And it was a pretty smooth time, I would say. The first hour was spent doing a lot, and no issues there. Pretty standard, pretty easy, pretty simple. Then the next 2 hours, the next hour after that was spent doing samples, where I had to stand in front of a table and offer people root beer floats. In situations like that, I do find them a little nerve-wracking because I'm like, ooh, people, I don't want to be a bother when they've just finished spending exorbitant amount of money on groceries. I'll just say hi. I didn't want to, be intruding. I mean, I was told, hey, you've got to tell them to get a ice cream float by one of the cashiers, but I didn't really feel comfortable with doing that, if I'm being honest, even though I know I probably should have. But I just said, hello, how are you doing? And hope that would be sufficeable. I did get at least 2 root beer floats served, so that's pretty cool. After the hour passed, I was asked to put away all of the root beer float products, and when I did that, I spent an hour bagging. Oh, but not before going on a 10-minute break. And then when I came back from my 10-minute break, I was going to do go backs, but then I was asked to later switch gears to just helping back. So I did that for an hour. It's all right. I was in very productive robot mode. Yes, true that. And when I was done, my last hour was spent pushing carts out on lot, and it went by pretty well. Also refilling bags and check stands too. When that was completed, it was time to punch out. I said goodbye to my coworkers. I left in my car, drove home, and when I got home, I wanted a snack. My sister just left for work. My mom was cleaning our family friend's room, and I got some peanuts, an ounce of peanuts, and a carbonated strawberry zero sugar beverage. Then I was watching a new Y-Files, which was about JFK wanting UFO documents released to the public 10 days before he was sadly taken out. So yeah, some interesting stuff there. And the rest of the video was pretty much about like how there was apparently reports of like craft being seen off the coast of an island, some material being on the island, and like apparently the first report of the Men in Black and the material that was discovered and all that. but overall, the evidence is very shaky or incomplete, which basically means that it's probably just a story. Or maybe that's what they want you to think. But yeah, pretty interesting. I do remember hearing about like some pieces of a UFO coming off of a ship off the coast of like a island, and they were like recovered, and they were discovered to be made of pure magnesium. Like I remember hearing something like that, like on a YouTube channel called Eyes on Cinema. I don't remember the exact details, but that's the story I remember. I don't know if those two things correlate, but it's interesting to think about. Well, anyways, I got really hungry. I decided to get some of the keto dark chocolate nut clusters, just 1 ounce of that, and I was having that while watching a YouTube channel called Bedtime Stories. This British guy was explaining this whole UFO event that happened near a military base, but I was like, you know what, I want some tea. So I decided to make some tea with allulose and oh, right, and I also had the sour blobs after eating the peanuts and the carbonated beverage while watching the Y-Files. And then we get on to watching the bedtime story video with the nut clusters and then wanting to make the tea. So I was making the tea, and then I realized, oh, I kind of want something more than this. Like, do we have any lunch meat or something? So I was looking through the fridge and the cabinets, and I came across some Spam that was like 25% less sodium, which, I mean, that's good because honestly, Spam is way too salty. And I decided to follow the serving size of it, which apparently is like, I think 58 grams is what it says. Ounce, that would be silly. So I cut out as close of a serving size as I could, but it ended up being a little higher, like 60 grams instead of 58. I was like, no big deal. Put the rest of the Spam in a plastic lunch bag and put it in the fridge. And then I got out some keto bread. I put some mayonnaise on there. I put some mustard and some chili powder and some cheddar cheese, and then the Spam, and I put it together. And I took a bite. I was like, well, this is as close of approximate to like lunch meat as you could get. And I mean, sure, it's a little on the salty side even with the less sodium, but still fine. So I had my sandwich ready, I had my tea ready, I had my nut clusters ready. I went to the front of the TV and I started watching this bedtime story UFO incident. But then my mom was done cleaning the room and she wanted to watch something. So it was like, let's switch up to something we're both interested in. So we decided to watch a top 25 weird facts about the TV series Leave It to Beaver, which was pretty much a deep dive on the more intricate production facts of that show, which was fairly interesting. And one of the more funny things about what we learned was that the wife of the actress who played the wife in Leave It to Beaver later played a character on the movie Airplane that knew how to speak jive. And we decided to watch that clip because we wanted to see what it was like. And it's a really funny clip. If you can, definitely check it out. Apparently, one of the YouTube comments said that when she'd never heard of jive before recording that scene, and so she tried to learn it, and she was interacting with the actors who she was going to be playing with, and they ended up coming up with their own dialogue before the scene played. And when you see the scene play out in the movie, it's really hilarious. Yeah, I watched the movie Airplane with my sister like about a year or two ago, but you know, watching that scene again, it just reminded me how funny that movie was. Maybe I should rewatch the whole film from beginning to end. All right, well, after we watched that, I remember I needed to use the restroom due to the sour blobs giving me digestional urgencies. So I did my thing. When I was done, my mom was watching a video about like an old 80s sitcom. I forget the name of it, but yeah, I remember as she was watching it, I was reading comments on a video that I watched in the restroom about how good the Sony WF-1005MX earbuds are. I was looking for reviews that compare and contrast the differences between other earbuds in the market. So I was like, this is pretty interesting. Well, after I was done watching that, or reading the comments, I returned back into the den. And then me and my mom decided to watch some history of TV dinners. I'm not exactly sure how we got into that, but we decided to watch the history of TV dinners. I think it's... And then afterwards we wanted to see professional chefs rate TV dinners. And when we went in, and what we found was like a guy talking about Chef Ramsay's dishes. Apparently Chef Ramsay has a line of frozen food product. And so we checked that out. And we thought it was a very, very funny video, especially how they rate the food. They give it a Chef Ramsay face wrinkle score. So if it's great, it gets 5 face wrinkles or forehead wrinkles, and if it's poor, it gets 0 forehead wrinkles. Hilarious rating system. I liked that. Well, afterwards, my mom wanted to go to sleep. Then I decided to watch a Binging with Babish video where he reviewed Trader Joe's frozen food products. It was a very interesting and fun video, but I was like, okay, this seems to be going on a little longer than I was expecting. So I checked the time, and apparently I was only 12 minutes into an hour and 8-minute video. I was like, oh my gosh, I mean, I'm enjoying this, but at the same time, that's a long video. So I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes, and after that, I'll totally take my vitamins and brush my teeth and record my update video and go to sleep, right? Well, when I was done with that, no, I had an itch to play on my PSVR 2 the Star Wars game Galaxy Edge again, because I guess I just wanted to play that at that point in time. So I did. I have to say, I am enjoying the game. I really do like it. I'm starting to see past the visual flaws of the PSVR 2 device's displays, and I'm just accepting it for what it is and trying to get with it and just get into the gameplay and have fun with the experience itself. And I'd have to say overall, it is a very fun experience. You have to like go into these arenas, take out your foes, be spatially aware of your environment, and make sure you don't get taken out. And it's a lot of fun. I do like that. Well, after I had my fill of that, I put that down, and I thought to myself, okay, so after that, what should I do? I kind of want to watch The Wizard of Oz on my PSVR 2 headset. So I did that as well. And so I opened it. I had the 4K Blu-ray disc in there, and I played it, and I watched the film. I watched it all the way up until after the scene where the Wicked Witch says, "I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too." And, yeah, overall, very well-made movie, very, very enjoyable film, very creative movie. I really like The Wizard of Oz. I think it's a solid feature, for sure. Well, after I was done watching that video, or movie, well, basically, I was watching the opening of that movie. I suddenly was curious about seeing the opening of Wicked on the movie, Wicked the movie, on my VR2 headset. So I did that as well. I have to say that watching movies in that thing, I want to say it's immersive, but the thing that keeps it from being immersive is that cheesecloth effect, where because it's a OLED screen, not all the pixels are evenly lit, so you end up getting a pattern that's constantly in your face all the time when you're trying to see stuff on the screen, and that really ruins it. It's like I wish it didn't have that problem, because I want to get immersed in the games and stories I'm absorbing through the headset, but because of that issue, it makes it difficult. Another thing I wanted to mention was that the headset just gets really heavy when you wear it for a long period of time, and I believe at that point in time I probably had worn it for I don't know, like 2 hours. So it really was starting to press on my temple right here. I felt like I constantly tried to adjust it to try to lighten it, but yeah, it was not comfortable. So, yeah, it is what it is. But after I was done with my little escapade, I decided to reflect on one of my last video I made, to watch what I said, what I did, and it was like, oh, that was interesting. And then I turned off my device. I turned off the system. I took my vitamins. Oh, and I realized, I did 5 videos, and I didn't do any jumping jacks. I better do my jumping jacks. So I did my jumping jacks. I had to do 50, and then I did an extra one so I could listen to a podcast while getting ready for bed. The Jesse Michaels podcast on YouTube. It's most recent video at the time of recording this. And yeah, I took my vitamins, I brushed my teeth, and I made this video. That's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm pretty much going to go to bed now. I need to go to work tomorrow from 1 to 10. So I will see you all tomorrow in the next video. Take care, everybody. Good night.